Hi, it's Ben Glynn with the Glynn Team and Roundtable Realty. Is it important to have a realtor? Of course I'm going to say yes because that's my job, but it really is. Oftentimes they suggest that anybody can do it, and anybody can. I mean, it can be done by anybody, but I could also pull your tooth. I don't think you'd want me to because I haven't trained in it. I don't really know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and the right way to do it. I know that I could grab some pliers and yank it right out of your mouth, but I don't think that's really what you're going for. I think you want a professional. Same goes for real estate. There are surprises in every single transaction. I don't care how smooth it is. So I want to tell you a little story about one of the clients that I just closed with recently. Eric and Krista Burton were coming from Utah. They were moving to St. Johns County because number one, that's where their son lived, and number two, Eric had just gotten a new job in downtown Jacksonville, but liked the idea of St. Johns County because of everything their son had told them about the community. Wrote an offer on the first house. We got the offer accepted. We were able to include a home sale contingency, which is unique. So we got that thing done. Everything looked smooth until wrench number one. Wrench number one. So what is wrench number one, you ask? Well, it's this little thing called COVID. I think you might have heard of it. Krista, my client, called me in a panic. As a result of COVID, the first buyer dropped out. So I gave her some suggestions for some questions that she should ask her realtor in Utah. Upon asking those questions and getting the answers back, Krista realized that her realtor in Utah really wasn't the best choice. So she fired her, hired a new realtor, but that brought us all the way back to square one. Wrench number two. We had to go back to the listing agent. We had to renegotiate the contract. We also had to renegotiate the inspection clause. Luckily for us, they got a contract and an offer on their home in Utah very soon after we did that second negotiation. As a result, we ordered our inspection for the home here in St. Johns County. That inspection resulted in a laundry list of things that occurred, but the main thing was that there were foundation problems. Ooh. And then the question became, who handles the foundation issues? Since this house was only 16 months old, the owner of the house thought that the builder should have to be responsible for that. No. Of course, the builder said, we're out of our 1-year warranty period and maybe it's the homeowner. No. Typically, I wouldn't care because that's not my side and nor would my clients care. They just want it to be fixed. But since my clients were still back in Utah handling their transaction, I was helping them on this end navigate both the builder's side and their buyer's side and make sure that the house was fixed properly. Then along came wrench number three, third wrench. So Eric and Krista, once they got their accepted offer on their house, had to move to Florida right away because Eric's job was starting, which meant they had to be in their house prior to buying their house. So we were able to negotiate early occupancy, which means they could get into their house right away on a rental basis because they hadn't yet closed. So that meant that we had to talk with the listing agent, talk with the sellers, negotiate a price for them, also get an insurance agent to give them renter's insurance for the short period of time they were going to be renting prior to closing on their home. So they all lived happily ever after until wrench number four. We had it negotiated where the house in Utah was going to close on Friday morning and the house in St. Johns County was going to close Friday afternoon. On Thursday night, I get a call from the agent in Utah saying, hey, sorry, got some bad news. We're actually not going to be closing until the afternoon on Friday, which means there was no chance we were going to get our funds wired here to do the closing in St. Johns County on Friday. That means that we have to go back and talk to the listing agent and explain what's going on. He has to talk to his sellers. We have to talk to the title company. We have to talk to the lender. We have to talk to the insurance agent to get everything extended for the following week, hoping to close on Monday. So this is it. We've finally gotten through all the wrenches, all the hiccups, and then what happens? You guessed it, the fifth wrench. That's 5 wrenches. So we're all set to close Monday, closing at 2 o'clock. At 12 o'clock on Monday, I get a call from the title agent here in St. John's and says, hey, just want to let you know, we haven't gotten the funds yet. So I get on the phone to the title agent in Utah and I said, hey, still waiting for those funds. Where are they? And they said, oh, we didn't know you needed those funds right away. I don't know if you realize this, but in Utah, when you close, the lender doesn't have to send the funds to the title agent for 4 days. What? And I said, well, I don't know if you know this, but in Florida, we actually have to have the funds the same day that it's closed and signed. Otherwise, it's not a legal closing. So will we have the funds today? And they said, nope, no chance you're going to have the funds today. So guess what that means? More negotiations. Going back to all those parties again, listing agents, sellers, buyers, title company, insurance agent, lender. After a restless night of sleep on Monday, Tuesday morning, I called the title company in Utah, not once, not twice, 3 times, about every 15 minutes. I think they knew me by name. Got the funds approved, got them sent over on Tuesday by noon, so we were able to close, and finally, everybody did live happily ever after. What's the point of this very long story? It's to tell you that you really do need a real estate agent. Now, is every transaction like this? Of course not. This is a bit on the extreme side. But I will tell you, in every transaction, there's going to be at least one wrench that you're going to have to deal with. That's why you need a realtor. So this has been Glynn with the Glynn Team and Roundtable Realty, reminding you, have someone who knows how to overcome those wrenches and has their very own set of tools. Take care.